Hey YouTube, Lupinranger here, and welcome to my review for Lupinranger vs. Patranger episode 35. This is sticking in there. This is the important part of the review. So I found this to be another enjoyable episode. I feel like I'm like a weird broken record when it comes to Lupinranger videos, because I'm like, oh, this is just another enjoyable episode. Like, it's like, good episode, I liked it. But this was solid. It wasn't anything mind-blowing. The core premise was a monster that can split people into three, and then we got Kogure doing it. So it lent itself to some comedic bits. You had like regular recipe Kogure, good recipe Kogure, and a spicy recipe Kogure. Honey sweet barbecue Kogure? I was trying to think of a more food-related one. I don't know. But yeah, so they needed to get them all back together before they turned inside out and exploded, more or less. I did find it funny that usually with these type of episodes where the monster does something to somebody or something, they just blow up the monster and it's fixed. But in this one, that's not how it went. Like, you had to push them together even after the monster was blown up, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, obviously it was used for some comedic stuff. You got some comedic stuff with Honey Sweet Barbecue Kogure, like rescuing an old lady and them getting him back. And then you had like Bad Boy, Hot and Spicy Kogure. It's all chicken based for some reason. Who was like harder to get back. But I was really happy that they actually did use an emotional beat for this. Because I was thinking early in this episode how I hope this doesn't end up being like the kid episode where it's a good premise that can be used for both like fun and for character stuff, and they kind of dropped the ball with that last one. Not that it was a bad episode, but and they did use this to develop Kogure's bond with the Lupinrangers a little bit. I feel like he's just always, I mean, he's Kogure. I never felt like a huge bond between them, but not like this episode I was like, oh my god, they're best friends forever. But I was just like, it was nice to feel a relationship between them. Basically, it was like a mutual appreciation for what they all do in their operation. Like, he was appreciating that they were risking their lives every week fighting ganglers and getting collection pieces, and they're appreciating like the guidance and him doing scouting missions. And like, basically, this is like so weird when I keep talking about like this, but the Honey Sweet Barbecue Kogure made main Kogure realize like, oh, you're letting them risk their lives and you're not helping, and then that's why he went out to help again, specifically in this one. And it was a nice way of also pushing the foreshadowing of that we hinted on, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, about that, you know, the promise of the Lupin collection gathering being like the Dragon Balls might not be all it seems. They might not know at all. It could be nothing. They might know it's nothing, but it was a nice way of foreshadowing that, and showing that Kogure is not just a skeezy guy who's probably trying to rip them off. I mean, he could be. He could be like the Reverse Flash or Evil, where he's got a grand plan, but he managed to bond with them anyway. Who knows? Maybe he is evil. This definitely isn't his final plan, guys. It's too soon. You thought it was too soon for Naruto to tell us why everything was DK's fault and where he came from? Well, it's way too soon for Evil's final plan. I'm still keeping an eye out. But, you know, I think they could have used the split personalities to not only further, like, oh, Kogure has an affection for them and there's a bond there, but also used it to maybe instead of using Bad Boy Spicy Kogure for just comedy, maybe use that for like the more devious side. It did kind of hint that maybe that's part of his dark past. You know, flashback to the dancing scene. But it's still like that they actually did use it for emotional beats instead of just comedy beats. But yeah, I thought that was solid. It was also the introduction of Lupin Magnums' little mecha mode. I really, really like it. There's part of me that almost wishes it had a personality, but that could go either way with being obnoxious. But it being just kind of a stoic thing just does kind of remind me of older Sentai series and stuff, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I really like the design for that. I think it was really cool. I love that it becomes the gun, like mid-battle. It reminds me a lot of the SWAT Megazord. And also the way they use it like kind of a giant gun finisher. I thought that was super cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It was overall an enjoyable episode. You know, some decent comedy beats, some good action beats, and some decent character stuff. So overall, I'd probably give it a 7. Yeah, pretty averagely good episode. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get the notifications for all my videos. Till next time, Lupinranger, signing out.